was that?
What did you think I was gonna do when I found out your family were all midgets? I mean, did you think I'd just walk away?
You say midgets, you're gonna piss off a bunch of people.
No, I really don't care.
What do you think it is? I don't know. I don't see anything. I don't even see Santa. What? Oh my God! Oh, don't! The pain! Oh, don't touch me there! Oh! Ouch! Oh! Ouch!
Oh, it's Gremlins 2.
Star in this cartoon, we might as well just start the movie.
I love Pixar reference.
Whoa! Whoa!
I thought this was a cartoon. Thus it begins.
World Trade Center.
But the new batch of
Oh wow, yeah.
Dang it, didn't work.
Well, everyone, today we watched. Well, today we watched Gremlins 2, the new batch.
These are done.
No!
Oh
Not the painting.
Oh no.
Looks like this guy's not being very careful.
Move!
no!
What's happening?
He said, "Don't let them near water."
So what happened?
He got near water.
So when they get wet, they multiply.
Oh no.
The show must go on. So let us
Come out.
ladle up some of our chowder.
When did he hit you after
So, we watched, I guess, a movie tonight. Yeah.
If you want to call it that, yeah.
Yeah, it was a movie. It did have a picture.
It was a film. It was on film.
Video,
Yeah, some audio.
Some
A lot of laughs.
a little bit of laughs.
Good
A
pictures.
lot of references.
Lots of
Yeah.
self-references.
Oh, they used everything that Warner Brothers had access to.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
From like
Including-
the intro
Including
to the end.
Gremlins.
Yes.
I think the main question that people have is, creature, what is it that you want?
Fred, what we want is, I think, what everyone wants, and what you and your viewers have. Civilization.
Spielberg produced both of these.
Yeah.
Both of these.
Was he just out of work, or? I know the director did the first one. Like, he did both of these, right? I forget his name.
Yes. And then
then
well,
he-
Spielberg, it's like his film for both of them, but yeah, the director,
Michael Fennell.
yeah, he did both of them.
Yeah.
Michael Fennell.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he do the? Didn't he direct Small Soldiers?
He did.
Yes.
Indeed.
I totally see that. I watched that last
Small
week instead
Soldiers,
of
I haven't seen that in
Gremlins,
ages.
and I really see the same kind of.
So you watched
Same
a movie,
story.
but you didn't watch.
I
the
couldn't.
first
I was
movie?
scrolling through Netflix. I was gonna watch Gremlins. I clicked on it, and then I accidentally clicked other films like this, and Small Soldiers popped up, and that was like a childhood favorite. So I watched that one instead, and that one's way better.
Choices were made.
I understand.
Choices were made.
Sounds exactly like Star Wars.
Boss ass.
So this one had a whole bunch of creative-looking gremlins. Which one was your favorite?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I have the goofy one with the buck teeth, and he's like, ooh.
Wait,
The main one.
the goofy one or the bucktooth one?
They're putting metal pots in my drink.
What could go wrong?
Just
Because
like
they were
that.
both. Those
two different ones?
Yeah.
Shoot, you're right.
The Goofy one was scarier before he morphed, also.
That's true. Yeah, I like the Goofy one.
Just running around that chittering laugh.
But he was
With
like
the cross-eyed and his other eye just like wobbling around and always just like
That was scary.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. I think my favorite was probably the gargoyle, the one with the wings that could resist the sunlight.
Wow. It's Warner Brothers.
Served no purpose.
Right. Well,
they're like, oh, we made an invincible gremlin.
It was
Fly
great.
away, gremlin.
It was great because it looked like it was supposed to prove some kind of point about like some kind of plot they were going to try to play out, but then it was just like
He flies out and immediately got crushed by the one guy that knew how to kill him.
Yeah, the one guy who knew how to kill him.
And, he didn't even know
in New
how
York.
to kill him. He just got
the guy
lucky.
that thought he was crazy before that moment. Also,
Well, yes. And then they just remind me of the Wizard of Oz. I don't know why. Just the monkeys and everything with the wings too. It's just.
I mean, the whole melting scene at the end where they
Yes,
literally have
they
a
did
witch
go
hat on
through
one
that
of
in
them.
too. It was great.
You thought I was joking, but no.
So, for those, you haven't seen the first one either.
No, I haven't seen the first one either. I wanted to be shocked this time around.
Would you say this film alone stands on its own, or does it really need the first
okay,
part?
I see.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
To a certain extent. I mean, you are a little bit lost in the first 5 to 10 minutes, but I think after a little while they kind of hit some of the points. Like, you don't really hear the rules until, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes into it. So you're kind of like, oh, what can they and can't they do? Oh, you hear midnight, but what does that even mean? You know, so I don't know. But mostly the rest of the film is just a lot of, jokes and a fun little plot. So I thought it was pretty, you could watch it independently, I think.
I mean, it definitely stands on its own, but I think you lose some of the jokes without seeing the first one.
True.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's such a nonsensical film that you're not missing out on much.
That's true.
I mean, the film's interrupted by Hulk Hogan, so.
They're not watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs right now.
Have gremlins in the projection. No. Gremlins. In this theater. Okay, you guys, listen up. People pay good money to see this movie. When they go out to a theater, they want cold sodas, hot popcorn, and no monsters in the projection booth. Do I have to come up there myself? Do you think the Grimsters can stand up to the Hulkster? Well, if I were you, I'd run the rest of Gremlins too, right now. Sorry, folks. It won't happen again.
Can't give up now. Washington didn't give up. Lincoln didn't give up.
Please.
What's wrong?
Oh, don't mention Lincoln. Something terrible happened to me when you were Lincoln's birthday.
Oh, my God.
I was 6 or 7, and I remember I had the day off from school, and Mom had let me go to the park. She made me a peanut butter jelly sandwich, stuck in that peanut butter jelly sandwich phase. And this man with this
Honey,
beard and a hat looked just like Abe Lincoln.
Honey, I really don't think
Except
we've
for
got
the
time for this
raincoat.
now.
I remember, oh God. Yes!
The one question I had, okay, so remember the scene where they were talking about Lincoln and she went on that monologue?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Was that from the previous film, or was that like a?
Do you
want me to
tell this
explain
one?
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead,
Armand.
Okay.
This is without a doubt, hands down, my favorite part of the first movie.
Oh my gosh.
But
Okay, so
First movie set at Christmas. That's
trivia.
you know.
Okay, so Gremlins is set during Christmas, like it almost feels like a Christmas movie. And so
Misleading.
in the beginning of the movie, Phoebe's character is like, I hate Christmas, to Billy Peltzer. And Billy's like, well, why do you hate Christmas? She doesn't respond. And then halfway through the movie, something happens where she's like, oh, another reason why I hate Christmas. And Billy's like, well, what's going on? She's like, well, and she goes on this 5-minute tangent talking about how her father dressed up as Santa and got caught in the chimney, and they started like smelling like this foul odor coming from the chimney, and then they discover that he like died up there. And
Oh
they
my
have,
gosh.
Because
Oh my
he like
gosh.
left them on Christmas Eve.
Right. They're
And
like,
a
"Where-"
week later,
Yeah.
the police took
His
apart
body-
the chimney.
No.
and they found
terrible.
their dad's dead body.
That's terrible.
And so, and this is in like a PG movie.
Okay,
And,
but so
like-
what could have possibly happened to her with the
My
peanut butter and
grandma got
jelly
ran over by
sandwich?
reindeer. My dad
on
just shot
Lincoln's,
the Santa Claus
Lincoln's
and got
birthday.
stuck
And then,
in the
like,
chimney.
fun fact about Gremlins 1 is that everybody, even the studio, was like, Spielberg, you gotta cut that out. Like, you have to take that scene out. And Spielberg was like, no, that's gonna stay in. So now...
Maybe that was something from his own history.
The best part of the movie, I want to reiterate.
Because, like, it's such a hard turn. It's like, but that got really dark really quick.
fast.
In a kid's movie.
That's funny. That's funny.
Well,
but
kids
so then how
movie.
does that link in with Lincoln?
And then, like, the whole
Relative to the
Lincoln
80s,
joke
I
was
guess.
such a great callback. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
don't get me started on Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Because that was a holiday back in the day.
No, it's just
Oh yeah.
Now it's just
yeah.
President's Day. So she's like, oh,
President's Day.
you know, he was wearing a stovetop hat and a beard. And
That is like a
honey,
thing.
we don't have time for this.
Are you Mrs. Peltzer?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna be.
What's that?
Oh, this is Gizmo.
What?
He's a Mogwai.
It's funny. I look at him. You know what I see? What's that, sir? Dolls with suction cups staring out car windows. A big float in the Macy's Day Parade. Has anybody ever talked to you about merchandising? Talk to me? Yeah. No. Well, there is definitely something there. Maybe lose that headband, though.
Oh, wow.
He likes the headband.
I see dolls, suction
It's
cup
flexible, though.
hands, up the window.
You know, a lot of buildings.
So the main question of the night is, would we throw back to this in the future?
or throwaway.
Or
Yeah,
throw
throwback
away?
or throw away. Ah, jeez.
Armand?
I'm gonna start. Well, I really like the first Gremlins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's such a great story with like Billy. He's like the lovable schmuck in the beginning, and then he becomes like the hero at the end of the story. This kind of like sidelined him, and it was kind of like Gremlins the movie. It was all about them. I would say you could pass on this one.
So go to the first one and that.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Taylor, what do you think?
So that's a tough one because I think that it has absolutely zero rewatchability. Right? I would never ever watch.
That's a tough one. Like, there's no way I'd ever see it again. But it's a tough question whether I'd ever see it again.
So my favorite. But it's, it does have some laughable moments that you might enjoy it if you watch the first one. If you watch the first one, you might enjoy watching the second one.
All right.
Just for the laughs. But other than
Yes.
that, I'm not sure it's going to be a waste of your time, kind of. I don't know. Not too interesting.
All right, Doug, what do you think?
See, yeah, I'm a little bit with Armand on this one because Gremlins is like one of my goats now. Like, I love it. I watched it again on Friday, and like I said, I was like, I forgot how good this movie was. It's hilarious and stupid, and I love it. If you were a bigger fan as me, you love Gremlins, you should watch Gremlins too, because you need to know like what they do with it, even if it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if you didn't care about Gremlins or you haven't watched Gremlins, then no, definitely throw this away. But if you have watched it, then gosh darn, you can just throw back to that.
Joey?
So I'm probably going to have the most different point of view then, because I didn't think it was that bad. I'm not itching to watch it again, but maybe in like, after like 4 years or something like that, you haven't seen it in a long time, you could easily pull that back out for, just some laughs. Like, don't watch it again close together, but it wasn't like terrible like some of the other movies we've seen, so.
That's true. There's been some really terrible ones.
Yeah, you don't tiptoe around that fact.
No. There's no room to tiptoe around that fact, Armand. Raj? Throwback or throw away?
I mean,
He said earlier
it
he
is
started off by
hipper and
saying-
hysterical, so I don't know.
Than the first, yeah. And funnier.
Pepper.
I would not watch this one ever again.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
All right.
4 throwaways and 1 throwback, but with some time to separate.
I mean, I was kind of in the throwback.
Okay.
So
3.5.
3.5.
Throwbacks.
So throwback if you're a
throwaways.
fan, throw away if you're not a fan. Hey, that's
My throwback
great.
was conditional.
That
Well, I
Appropriate.
guess
That
it
seems
was
pretty
your case,
appropriate,
right? So that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
We'll see you next time.
I return to my lair.
Bye, Doug. Thanks for joining.
I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York, yes, sir. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray and step around the hall a bit.
Gremlins 3.
In Rutch's house.
Gremlins 3.